In this video, we're going to talk about how to evaluate functions. So, a brief bit of notation first. When using an equation to represent y as a function of x, we often give the x expression a name, and in this case, we're going to call it f of x. For for example, for y equal 1 minus x squared, we write the equation f of x equals 1 minus x squared. This is called function notation, with x as the input and f of x as the output. Now, how do we evaluate? We evaluate by plugging in input values for x to get output values. For example, if we wanted to if we had f of x is 3 minus 2x, then we could evaluate f of negative 1 by plugging in negative 1 anywhere that we see an x. So that would be 3 minus 2 times negative 1, which, if we evaluate that, that's 3 plus 2, because the negative and the negative, and so that would be 5. Namely, here, negative 1 is an input, and out of that we get an output. The important thing to remember in all of this is the following basic point, which is that really the input variable x here, or s as the case may be, acts as a placeholder. And f and g are also just placeholders for the function's notation, namely sort of the output. Both of these mean, as you can see, that the negative 4 and the 7 and all the additions and subtractions occur in the same way, just the variables change, the letter names. Both of these mean here to find f of blank or g of blank, we plug in to blank squared minus 4 times blank plus 7. So for example, if I wanted to find g of 2, I could just plug in 2 into there. That would be the same as putting the 2 into my blank, right? So I would have 2 squared, this is a, 2 squared minus 4 times 2 plus 7, which would be 4 minus 8 plus 7. 4 minus 8 is negative 4 plus 7 is 3. I could plug in a t in as well. That would give me t squared minus 4t plus 7, which is t squared minus 4t plus 7. Finally, we could plug in c. Again, be very careful. All of that goes in there. So this is all on the inside, so it will on the inside of the placeholder. So this will all go in the blank. X plus 2 squared minus 4 times x plus 2 plus 7. Well, here, this we need to FOIL out. That's x plus 2 times x plus 2, or x squared plus 4x plus 4 minus 4x, the negative 4 distributes, minus 8 plus 7. In other words, we have the 4x's would cancel there, and we have x squared, 4 minus 8. Hey, look, this is exactly the same calculation we did up here, so plus 3. And now it's time to have you try an example. So let f of x equal 10 minus x squared. Find each of the following function values. So on the count of 3, I'll reveal the answer. 1, 2, 3. So plugging in 2, being careful with our parentheses as we plug in for each one, we would get 6 simplifying. Here we'd get negative 6. Negative is a positive. Here we have to be careful to apply the square correctly by taking x minus 1 times x minus 1. Foiling that out, we get x squared minus 2x plus 1. Go ahead and distribute the negative through. You get negative x squared plus 2x minus 1. And simplifying, you get that. For more practice in evaluating functions, be sure to see pages 44 and 45 of the textbook, work numbers 19 through 34. And in our next video, we'll talk about zeros of functions.